Hey, welcome back to Milton Daily Homes. My name is Chuck from the Charlton Advantage Real Estate Team, and we've been doing this for about 5 years now. Some people call me the Ron Burgundy of Milton Real Estate because we're reporting all the news and all the facts with a little bit of fun, and we're trying to tell you some things that we think you'd want to know above and beyond the normal MLS listing. So there's 12 properties that cover us for the whole weekend, and then during the week we do anything that's listed in the last 24 hours. So let's get started. 1080 Clark is listed at $459. It's a 1,500 square foot semi with a finished basement. You can see there's no pictures here, but there is a virtual tour just above the pictures. That'll open up with the, I guess, the typical horrible music of a virtual tour, and you'll see it seems like it's in line with what this size of semi usually sells for. Now, a while back, a very similar layout to this one on Cox with beautiful finishes sold for around this price. So this one's at $580, and when you look through, I thought, it doesn't have the same finishes as the other one. There's a separate dishwasher that I guess you wheel around and plug into your sink when you need it. Anyway, there's nothing wrong with it. It looks clean and tidy. They've done some work in the bathroom. Where the value comes on this one is normally this kind of backsplit property, and they're huge. They have a lot of square footage. They're on about a 120-foot lot. This one is 152, so they took some of that land and they built this extra space, which is not really in any other one that I've seen. It is possible it may be in a home that's never been listed, but I've never seen this before. And then you still have a very respectable sized property. So with that added square footage, depending on if it's a 4-season room or if it's more of a 3-season room, I think that it's a very interesting property. It already has a lot of space, so you add that extra room in, and maybe it's great for a home business. Maybe you could run a little office out of that space that is kind of separate from the rest of the house. Either way, it's a pretty interesting home. Cox can be a busier street because a lot of people will cut through from Laurier to Childs on Cox, and you also have the school across the road. 311 Scott is a Fieldgate Chester model. It's at $669, and this model is kind of interesting because it has sold in this price range. There's also been sales in the very low sixes, so there's a huge breadth of value, and you know, really with homes that aren't that much different inside. This one has a lighter kitchen, and the style and the trend tends to be either a dark wood or kind of a cream or a white color. So this kitchen may be something that somebody's been waiting for. Maybe it's their ideal color. You're probably safer right now to have one of those two extreme edges in terms of buyer impression. They have upgraded their countertops, and then you've got your split in between level, and then you've got your doors here. It says it's fronting on the west side of the street. I believe it faces west, and you get escarpment views, so which would mean technically the front of the home is on the east side of Scott. Scott is a busier street. We do sometimes see an adjustment in value a little bit down for being on Scott, but it looks like it's been cared for very well. There's one on Landsborough that's listed for less than this one, and it also looks like a lovely home. So I could see them head to head having to justify why they'd be listed more than the other one. 585 Wetlaufer, definitely one of the highlights of today's list. $893,999, which is kind of a strange number. It is a Primrose. It's 3,200 square feet, and they've put a lot of money into it. Just because you put money into a property doesn't mean you get it back. But this home is model level finishes, model home quality. It's got a big open concept kitchen. There's a lot of nice space in the back of the house. They've even, coming in from the garage, you've got this little area that's probably a little more functional than just a normal sliding door closet. Tasteful use of wallpaper, and you get the privacy behind. So we haven't had a lot of sales even above $850 lately, but there were a couple last year that were even smaller than this. and you know, with the woods behind, that fills in very nice as we move to the warmer months. I think this one has a real shot at this price, and we just haven't seen anything really good like this in a while, so it's a little hard to pin an exact number. Okay, so we've got 100 Maycourt is the next one. It's at 1.199, so pretty much 1.2, right in Campbellville. So the thing about Campbellville, it has that plus minus is that you've got very easy access to the 401. You're not coming down from 15th or 20th side road. You're pretty much on the 401 in 3 or 4 minutes, but you get the highway noise, and so it doesn't always have that serenity of being much further north. Anyway, the property looks very good. It's right at the end of a cul-de-sac, so imagine the kids kind of playing hockey out on the street. Yeah, I don't know. It looks good to me. It's set back pretty far from the road, which is nice. We'll see what happens. I would say it's probably priced within range of what the other ones have been selling for. And then, as a comparison, we've got this one on Amos Drive. So this one is triple car garage. All of these estate properties are usually about 1 to 2 acre properties. Inside, you've got some work to do to bring it up to the level of the one we just showed. So it's in the Brookville School District, which is a very desirable school. It always gets consistently good ratings, and the class sizes are small, and it's just kind of that idyllic country life, you know, like this kind of has these little subdivisions. I think for many people is sort of the destination that they imagine, you know, tight-knit communities, enough space so that you don't feel like you're right beside your neighbors, and all for the low price of just under $1 million. So you want to check the age of the roof and the windows and furnace, because when you start getting into structural improvements on a home like this, you're looking at pretty substantial bills. I mean, this is probably easily a $10,000 to $15,000 roof job just for a normal asphalt shingle. So the cost can really start to add up in proportion with the purchase price. So that's the list. There were a couple other price changes. Campbellville knocked their price down, Martin dropped their price down, and there's another one on Wetlaufer. All of those are in the link down below, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us, 905-693-9346, or if you're on our mailing list, just reply back to our emails. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again.
And I'm Ron Burgundy.